EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Play action. Now it's Locke. And got his man complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now Locke. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Broncos, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
first down, here's the run with Montgomery. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Block now to throw. And open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. On 1st down, Locke. Open man, he completes it to Judy. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And the offense humming on the first drive, not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
On 1st down, rolling. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw it is Locke. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Looking to throw. Locke. Under pressure, they got him again. Was Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. Handoff comes to Montgomery. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Off play action, Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 12, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position, to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked out officially at the 21. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's their 3rd drive now, and so far we've seen a punt. In that 2nd drive, CD, they turned the ball over, so not the start that they were envisioning.
Yeah, they've been ineffective so far, but look, they've worked on a game plan all week long. Don't get away from it too soon. Find a way to get some significant gains, loosen up, get going, and then they should be okay the rest of the way.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
to Montgomery on second down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. That's complete to Mooney. That catch good for only a couple.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On second down, it's Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Following the penalty, Montgomery. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Here's Fields. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sebastian Joseph Day able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a 1st down as he stopped at the 48. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following that punt, which turned out as well as it possibly could have, this offense has 99 yards to go to the other end zone.
And the defense is frothing at the mouth with a chance to get points themselves. If they tackle a runner in the end zone, safety. And if there's a holding call in the end zone, that's also a safety as well. So either way you decide to go on offense, you've got to be careful.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Roquan Smith. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Lock. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Here's Locke to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now a play fake, and here's Locke. And he will find his man, Sutton. That's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It's a big play there for the Broncos. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
Well, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. You fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he's got his tight end, Fant. Touchdown, Broncos. Noah Fant there to make the grab. And the Broncos go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Fields throw complete here to Kmet. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now it's Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Push him back. Push him back. Check the backer. Check the backer.
After the turnover, here's Locke. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had two nice interceptions a week ago. Now two here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle, and that's caught by Komet. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. From the 50, here's Fields. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Seibert's kick is good. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Seibert now to kick this thing away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. 57 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last two drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. Oh, Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with
Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back to Montgomery on second down.
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Joe Judge has made his verdict. His guys will go for 2 here.
Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Here we go again. Hatch it. Hatch it.
Trying to run it in with Montgomery. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
No, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Locke going to throw. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll run on first down. Rolling. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
2nd and 8. Here's Locke. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Broncos. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at that time, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Great move by Montgomery. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 85 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give. This is Montgomery. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Hey, they scared. They scared. Slam.
Now with shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On third down, Montgomery. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts of the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score...
There he goes, right side. The 20. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jerry Jeudy, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. Taken at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible change. Montgomery hit and the ball is loose. The Broncos say they have it. They do. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
You're not ready. Mike 56. Mike 56. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Bears on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and 6.
56 is the mic. Yeah. You don't want nothing. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. Watch the out. Watch the out. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. Right there. 56. Here we go.
Fields now to throw. He'll drop this one down to Cohen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On 1st down, it's Montgomery. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Check 56. Down to lose 1. 51.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Coming right, this is Montgomery on the toss. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the 1st down due to the previous penalty. That was huge after being behind the chains on 1st down to make this 2nd very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on 1st down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on 2nd down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, staying ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
56, right there, 56.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Montgomery, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On 1st down, Montgomery. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's just me and you. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Show it that. Show it that.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Montgomery. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
56. Mike's 56. Hey, here it's free. Here I come. Here I come. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
On 3rd down, it's Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A huge play there for Denver.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They run the counter. Rolling. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Throwing now is Locke. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what do we...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Browning gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Still 15 yards to go, second down.
Here we go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Watch twist. Oh, try. 56 the Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. You can't block me.
Another try after the first down sack. Fields. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice, long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Bears on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 15. Now Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Running for it, Montgomery. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. A lot going to throw it here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Space to run past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And these numbers on our monitor are getting hard to believe. He's closing in now right on the doorstep of 500 yards passing.
I'm glad that you watched the monitor and said it first because I had trouble absorbing that. That's big time right there, right? That means everything just about has gone right for them and his squad in this game. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They'll run on 1st down. Rolling. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Check, 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 check. Check, check. Check.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And it's intercepted at the goal line. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And the Bears are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
And this is going to fall to the ground incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. I got it.
To throw is Fields.
And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 26. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it. 23. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Mike 56, Mike 56. I'm trying to collect.
Off the play fake. Sampson. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the Detroit Lions come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.